from the front view is the vomer. The top of the nasal septum from the front view is ethmoid. And then on either side of the vomer, on the bottom, is the right and left inferior nasal concha, which are individual cranial bones. And then right above it are the two middle nasal concha, which are part of the ethmoid. There are two superior nasal concha, but you can't see them on a plastic skull. So just know that the ethmoid has two superior nasal concha that we'll cover next week. And that takes care of that. Okay, from a posterior view, this thing right over here in the center, this is all vomer. That bone right there is all the vomer. And that's an individual cranial bone, all vomer. That's the vomer there. Okay? Let's see what else. Did we miss anything from here? I don't think we did. No. We got the parietals, the occipital. We'll get to that next week. That's it. Okay, and then the last for today is the mandible, single mandible. The U-shaped front of the mandible is called the body. The U-shaped front of the mandible. And then there are two processes that rise straight off the body. Remember, a long, straight stretch of bone was called a ramus. So this is the mandibular ramus on this side and this side. There are two rami emanating off the mandible. At the top of the rami is a notch. That's called the mandibular notch, here and here. In front of the notch, the two coronoid. Remember, coronoid means shaped like a crow's beak, coronoid processes. Behind the coronoid processes are the two condylar processes, or mandibular condyles, here. Okay? These two pointy things are the two mandibular angles. These are the angles, right there. And then lastly, the mandible has 16 alveolar processes. And that's it for today. Homework for next week.